it's your girl, High Priestess, and I am back with a general reading for the Twinflame Collective. Before I get right into it, I just wanted to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, a Happy Holidays, and a Happy New Year for those of you who celebrate. I hope that you all had a beautiful time with friends and family, and that everything went peaceful and according to plan. So as I was saying, I am going to be channeling messages for both, of course, the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine. Of course, I always start off with the Divine Masculine for my feminines out there, because it's really predominantly Divine Feminines who do watch and tune into my readings. So, before I do that, please keep in mind that this reading may or may not resonate with you. If it does, beautiful. Please let me know down below with the like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if it doesn't, not to worry. For some of you, this is a twin flame reading, but it could still resonate with you, even if you're unsure whether you have a twin flame in this life, or if you're even on the journey. So I do hope and pray that this gives you some type of clarity for those of you who are trying to figure out if you are on the twin flame journey. So, okay. So let's dabble into these cards and see what both the Divine Feminine and the Masculine are doing. Okay. Actually, yes. So, okay. I made these cards. It's what the Divine Masculine would like to say, but I also make it for the Divine Feminine too. I'm still working on a new deck for sayings and quotations from the Feminine, but the deck that I had created, I am going to use right now. If you have watched my past 2 readings on the Twin Flame Collective, you'll see the cards that I use. They're just white cards with red lettering. So I'm going to be pulling out 3 cards on what the Divine Masculine would like to express to the Divine Feminine. Okay? Spirit guides, angels, sisters, archangels, and please protect this reading, these decks, as well as my energy. I open myself to channel messages from above. Thank you, Spirit. Oh, okay. Okay. So I usually take out 3 cards, but 4 wanted to come out, which is fine. So I'm going to read each and every one. So the first one is, my feelings for you were so intense, I had to run away. That's screaming Divine Masculine already. I feel like all this is in my head. I feel like I'll never amount to enough when it comes to you. And do you still think of me? So it seems like at this very moment, your Divine Masculine is feeling a bit, well, they're definitely in their feelings, but they're also experiencing a very low self-esteem here. And I don't think it necessarily has to do with anyone else. It really just has to do with you, because outside of you, when this masculine is around other feminines, they're quite confident. And I just heard I just saw like an image of a peacock, you know, like they like to peacock, like to show off, right? They feel like they're in their element, in their zone, because these other feminines stroke the masculine's ego. However, when it comes to you, it's like they're this tiny little church mouse, like very nervous and anxious and afraid to come out and speak to you. And when they do, they speak in a very low tone, right? Because they're nervous, because you make them nervous. So I'm really picking up that this is someone who, again, like I said, are experiencing a lot of emotions for you at this time right now, and they don't necessarily know what to do with it because they're not used to someone having such a hold on their heart. But it's not just their heart, on their soul. And funny enough, the reason why that is because you are the same soul split into two separate bodies here. This is a masculine because these three cards have the word feel in it. So they're feeling so much. And I would not be surprised when I do dip into the traditional tarot that the 7 of Cups will come out, which is basically an overpour of emotions. It's feeling overwhelmed and not really knowing how to sort through these feelings because it's just very intense and scattered and all over the place. So I'm going to dive right into the Rider-Waite Tarot just to dig deeper into this, this masculine and what they're going through right now and how they're feeling towards you. But definitely they are experiencing a low self-esteem right now. And interestingly enough, I split the deck and I have the 3 of Wands and the Lovers. And the Lovers here is an ultimate twin flame card. So in the future, the split is telling me that in the near future, this is a masculine that is going to have a decision to make. I am picking up that for some, they could still be dealing with a karmic. There's definitely another energy that they're surrounded by at this moment. But in the near future, they are going to make the decision, I feel, is to leave this other person and to pursue you. But of course, that's not happening anytime soon because this is a masculine that still needs to work on their self-confidence in regards to this connection and approaching you. Okay. Right, exactly. So we have Judgment, the King of Pentacles in reverse, the 6 of Wands, and the bottom of the deck we have the 9 of Cups. So with the King of Pentacles in reverse, again, exactly, this is telling me this is a masculine that's not feeling worthy enough, feeling like they're, oh, that is so funny, yes, not feeling worthy enough. And the third card that I pulled out from how they're feeling is, I feel like I'll never amount to enough when it comes to you. So yes, exactly. Divine Feminine, you are in full Empress mode. I mean, you always have been, but now is a time where you are officially in your power, and your masculine is energetically and telepathically picking up on this. And as much as it inspires them, it also scares them because they're not used to being around such a powerful feminine. They're used to, you know, dealing with feminines that are, you know, of a lower vibration, that are not really in their power, because it makes this masculine feel more secure within themselves. But when it comes to you, I mean, forget it. You know, you really take them off guard and by surprise here. But this is the thing though. So we have Judgment here. We have the 6 of Wands. With the Judgment, it's like there's this energy of like make it or break it. Like soon enough, they're going to have to make the call here on what it is that they want to do. Continue down this path of staying with this karmic, or go down a different path, one that they haven't taken and one that they're not used to, which is pursuing you and being in their full power with you. And with the 6 of Wands, I really do see this masculine soon enough getting out of this energy, feeling like they're not worthy, to, you know, turning it all around, right? On the flip side, it being, no, I am worthy enough. I am everything that, you know, my twin flame needs me to be. And I'm going to come marching back into their life, demanding, well, you know, not demanding, but, you know, just, yeah, like really demanding their love, their attention, and their affection because I miss them. And with the Nine of Cups on the bottom of the deck, yeah, because you are a wish fulfillment. You are this person's heart desire. And just the thought of you instills so many emotions, and it pushes this masculine, it makes them want to be a better person. And it also pushes them out of their comfort zone. So I'm also getting that with the King of Pentacles in reverse, this is a masculine that, you know, they are currently working on their financial situation. They're not there just yet. So that's another thing that's getting in the way of them fully pursuing you here, because they want to feel like they are good enough mentally, emotionally, spiritually for you, but of course also financially, because they want something solid and tangible to offer you when that day comes. Now I'm going to pull several more cards from the bottom of the deck. So following the Nine of Cups, we have the Page of Swords, the Two of Cups, wow, interesting, the Chariot, and the King of Cups. Wow. So this is just telling me that here we have a divine masculine who did not forget about this connection. They are well aware that this is a spiritual bond that the two of you share. In fact, so spiritual that it is telepathic. And I know you know this because, well, you're the divine feminine. So you were more aware and well aware of this connection in the journey before your masculine has been. And it's kind of like now with the Chariot, it's like they are keeping up, they're keeping up to date, right? Keeping, like pacing themselves here. Now they're doing the research. Now they're starting to delve into their spirituality and what this connection is and what it has done for them. And with the King of Cups, definitely it has opened their hearts. Now, for some, their hearts are still a bit closed off, but in due time, it is going to open up. For some, it's again, but for others, it's not even again. It's as if this masculine had their heart closed for their entire life. And I take it that for some of them, they grew up having a very hard and tough childhood where they weren't able to fully express their emotions, because if they did, they were shamed for it. And if they did, it kind of like there was no point because they were shunned, you know, they feel like they didn't have a voice. But ever since meeting you, Divine Feminine, you have sparked this, you've ignited this flame. You sparked this fire within them, and it's causing them to really want to go within and awaken spiritually, which is definitely what's happening, but also to open their heart fully and love themselves the way that they really should have since the beginning of time. So there is just so much going on in the background here. And the King of Cups, yeah. So the King of Cups is a king. It's a person that feels a lot. They're very sensitive. They're very in tune with their emotions. So now is a very sensitive time for your divine masculine. They are experiencing a lot of feelings. And I just heard motion of the ocean, yeah. So it could just be like their feelings are like the ocean. It comes in waves. Some days it's a calm ocean, and other days it's a storm. But this is definitely a way that their heart is going to open itself by just them allowing these feelings to flow and to pass through them and just to process it and take it for what it is, as opposed to kind of just, you know, shoving it down, right? Like sweeping it under the rug and not dealing with it, because that's something that they're guilty of in the past. However, now it's like they're learning to feel what is passing and, you know, let it fully, how do you say, move through them without fault and without shame here. Wow. That is really, really beautiful. And it makes sense too because we are approaching a full moon. I believe it's the first week of January, and I believe it's in the sign of Cancer. So yes, Cancer is a water sign. It's in a very emotional and sensitive sign too. So it would make sense. And don't be surprised for some of you, your divine masculine reaching out to you. Now, whether it's in the 3D, physically, or telepathically, there is going to be some sort of communication because their feelings for you are growing by the day here. They're really in love with you and they really, really miss you and they want to let you know. So if this actually does transpire, please let me know by commenting in the commenting down below because I'm very curious as to how this will pan out. This isn't going to resonate with everyone, just a small number of people here. Okay. So now I'm going to dive into the divine feminine. Yeah, something's telling me let's switch over to the divine feminine now. I don't feel like there's really much on the divine masculine's end. It's just really that they're feeling a pool of emotions for their divine feminine here. They're processing it, and during this process, it's helping them to heal their heart and to open it to love, to being receptive to love and expressive of their love for you here. And also, they are currently working on their confidence here and their self-esteem, involving this connection and involving you here. So these are really just two things that the divine masculine is going through at this moment. Struggling with feelings of self-worth and also just feeling this immense attraction and deep love and admiration for you, which is actually going to push them soon enough to make that move. Okay, so let us see what we have for the divine feminine for my masculines who are listening and tuning into this reading. Okay, so the divine feminine, 3 cards that came out. You're all I dream about. If I could turn back time, I'd do everything differently. Oof. And I tried to find you in others and failed each time. So it seems to me that this is a divine feminine that is currently dreaming a lot about their masculine here. And because, of course, they miss them. Your feminine misses you. To the point that instead of just communicating with you, to you, they would prefer to start brand new and try to find you in someone else. And I really do feel like that's what they've done. But, you know, maybe they got close in some ways, but it was never close enough. And it's not supposed to be, because at the end of the day, you know, twin flames are meant to be together, especially when they're both incarnated on Earth. They're supposed to be together, but unfortunately, most times they don't. But I'm seeing here that your divine feminine is really just thinking a lot about you and missing you as well. They are mirroring what you're feeling right back at you. So they're feeling the same way too. And they're not really sure what to do about it because they don't want to wait around for you because they don't know how long that's going to be. But on the same token, it's as if no matter how hard they try to find you and someone else, it just only brings them back to you, and you know, it makes them miss you even more. You know, it's like damned if I do, damned if I don't, that type of energy here. And with if I could turn back time, I do everything differently. I feel that this divine feminine wishes they weren't as pushy and as intense and expressive when they were falling in love with you. But of course they couldn't help it. Because I'm picking up a feminine feeling like, well, if I learned to have, you know, better self-control, if I had kept my composure a bit on how I felt for this masculine, maybe we'd still be in communication. Maybe there wouldn't be a separation. And to some degree, maybe that's true. But, you know, it's inevitable. A separation was going to occur. But I really am picking up that this feminine just wishes they had a little more time with you before there was a physical separation in the 3D. Oh, so, wow. Yes, so exactly. It would, oh my gosh. Okay, so I have the Empress, the Nine of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and on the bottom of the deck, I have the Two of Pentacles. Remember how I said literally a minute ago, damned if I do, damned if I don't. So the Two of Pentacles is basically about indecision, not knowing what to do. Some days your feminine wants to hold a safe space for you in their heart, and other days they just want to completely move on and just be pursued by other love offers, other suitors of theirs. However, it's really hard because, like I said, they end up going back to you because they can't help it. And I'm not surprised, Divine Masculine, that you are feeling extremely drawn to them at this moment and you really adore and love them because they're coming out as the Empress and the Nine of Pentacles, which is also pre-Empress energy. So this is a Divine Feminine that is completely in their power. They are abundant, radiant, and glowing. They're actually, with the Knight of Wands, right, being the third card of the spread, they are actually attracting a lot of love offers at this moment. Just how you feel for your feminine, other masculines are picking up on this feminine's energy and they're feeling the same way too. This is a divine feminine that's just exuding so much unconditional love, and there's just this very powerful presence, a healing energy, a bright aura, right? That, you know, it just comes out of this feminine effortlessly. And this bright light is drawing so many people in because they want to be around this divine feminine. And funny enough, right? Although this is a feminine that has a lot of offers on the table, and you know, it might be quite tempting to take some of them, or maybe they have, still they can't help but think of you. And that's actually really confusing them because they want what's best for them and they feel that you are best for them. However, are you the best for them at this, you know, point in time? No, not yet. This is what the Empress is, the Divine Feminine is telling themselves. My twin flame, my Divine Masculine is the one for me, but I know they're not the one for me at this moment. I do have to wait, but is that something that I want to do? Because what if I pass up on a great opportunity, on a great offer from one, you know, of these people that want to pursue me? So this is a feminine that just really doesn't know how to assess the situation here. Let's see. I'm going to pull out a few more cards from the bottom of the deck. So we have the Queen of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the Ace of Cups. So ultimately, this is a feminine that is just going to decide I feel with the Ace of Cups, it's not so much to choose another love offer. It's really about choosing themselves. The Divine Feminine wants to choose themselves. Go after what they love to do. Go after what gives them a thrill in life. What's going to really pour into their cup. It could be the arts. It could be music. It could be any form of love, of expression of love. That's going to make them feel in tune with themselves. I just feel all in all, because we do have the Nine of Pentacles here, it's about being single and being happy and living in the moment. This is a Divine Feminine that would just prefer to be in their own space and to fully love themselves, as opposed to being codependent and depending on other masculines to do it for them, which is what, you know, they have been guilty of doing so in the past. So what was once, you know, being indecisive, right? Your feminine being indecisive, they are going to get to that point soon where they're going to decide to choose themselves, because it's the best route. And it's the safest one too. Okay, so for the Divine Feminine, they are in their power right now. They are loving the skin that they're in, really just focusing on what is going to really help build them up and become a better person, a better spiritual being. And this in turn is actually attracting a lot of suitors. However, they're just going to ultimately decide to not take any offers at the moment and to just really take the time to work on themselves and to continue filling their cup, because it feels good. And that's actually what is making this Divine Feminine glow and attract all these other people. It's because the love that they have for themselves inward is being reflected outward. Wow, that is really beautiful. And this is where I'm actually going to stop the reading. So, wow, so it seems like, right. So, as the feminine, the Divine Feminine is putting all this unconditional love into herself, himself, because do keep in mind that there are masculines out there who are more in their Divine Feminine energy, vice versa. And there's nothing wrong with that. We all have Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine, but we tend to lean towards one more than the other. But the point of being here on earth is to balance the two. That's when we're in our ultimate power. So, as I was saying, because this is a Divine Feminine that is putting a lot of unconditional love into themselves, that is what is attracting you, Divine Masculine, to coming forward to them. And it's like you're falling in love with them again, because this is a feminine that's learning to fall in love with herself all over again. So funny how it's like there is this mirroring that's going on in some way, shape, or form, right? Because that's also going to push you, Divine Masculines, into doing the same thing. And then that's when union is actually going to manifest much quicker for the both of you. But wow, this is a really great reading. I'm so happy that I got to do this for you guys, for the Twin Flame Collective. This is actually a great way to end this year. I will be back next year, which is like in several days, right? With a new reading for you guys. I do hope and pray that this resonated with you and that you enjoyed this reading, and I will be back, my loves. Until then, stay safe and prepare for this beautiful new year and all of the, all of the love and the warmth and the abundance that it's going to bring. Okay, so have a good night. Love you guys.